Dr. Paul Drouin is a Canadian. He is a medical doctor as well as a homeopath, acupuncturist, and a naturopath, and professor of integrative medicine. He's the founder of Quantum University, which is also known as International Quantum University for Integrative Medicine. And this particular project, which is the project Noosphere, is for the world health, which deals with heal yourself and heal the planet, which is very close to his chest.
So before we start, I brought also my gift to Patruji. I have two gifts for him. One is a book. I heard he liked very much books, and it's about my journey. It's about also the Quantum University, how this was created. And I have another gift, and before I give to him, because I know he has a bad habit to give the gift to someone else. This gift is a crystal. I don't know if we can show it on with many facets, and there is an imprint of the flower of life behind. And this, of course, you know, this has to do with the pyramid, because the brick, the corner brick, is a pyramid. And this crystal is engineered very specially in Germany and Switzerland, with a technology that the crystal has a quality. If you put it at the feet of a tree, of a plant, it takes the feel of that plant, and then create a feel around the place where you live. And as you know, we call that a diamond flower. And a diamond is like, you know, when you marry or you have a friendship or someone you love, you give a diamond. So you don't give a diamond away, because it's like the bride giving the diamond away. And it's a gauge of this spiritual friendship I've discovered through you, coming here and through your project, and how I feel close to this project and your heart. And I hope this will be a gauge of our friendship forever. Thank you. And then if you I love you. And please receive my book. This is about my story, my journey. Thank you. No. Thank you. Okay, yes, before we start with the Noosphere project, which is the humanitarian wing. We have many humanitarian projects with the university, and it's important. I can see, you know, listening other lecture and other doctors here, we all share the same ground idea. And the challenge is to make this more present in our society, in the healthcare. It is to make this more recognized. And we have done all this at heart. And and one of the arguments I had many years ago to make this medicine recognized, first of one was it has to look more scientific. We have to ground this in the science, and that the answer was quantum physics. And we've done a lot of work at Quantum University to gather around in our faculty renowned teacher. You know, most of the time I saw people refer to Bruce Lipton, Dr. Amit Goswami, and others. So we have, for us, it was important to have them part of our faculty. Lynn McTaggart, Joe Dispenza. We teach also Dr. Hammer about the conflict of medicine. So it was important to draw in the curriculum studies of these master people that are PhD, they have published, and they are well known. And the other aspect was quantum medicine has to also to be humanitarian. And most of the time when a few years ago, and still now, you know, when you think about natural or energetic medicine, it's all the time about, you know, selling products or selling technology, and which is not bad. But, you know, there is a mix with, profit. And if in medicine, something we don't all the time agree with Western medicine, they have humanitarian movement. Doctor Without Border. If there's disaster, you will see team of doctors there, giving free time to help people in needs. And I said we have to do the same in quantum medicine. We need to have humanitarian action to show that this new medicine, or this new and old medicine, because it's also about old ancient system of healing, are also available for costless, for free. And this is why we create 2 years ago what I call tuition award. So we don't give discount in our university. What we do is tuition award, and the student, when finish his degree, has to give some free time to the community. And recently, I have created this project of Noosphere, which is I will share with you in a few minutes. It's a platform when we intend to gather online millions of people doing meditation about healing themselves, yourself, and the planet. This is very important at this critical time. And this is what drew me here, because I found that already, there are facilities, these pyramids are anchoring this worldwide intention to shift consciousness. But before we speak, I'd like to finish a bit the presentation I was starting yesterday, just to maybe for 20 minutes, and then we will speak about the Noosphere project. I'm sure here in the room you hear these professor and teacher and doctors speaking about all these concepts, and you would like to be one of them. And I have to tell you today it's possible. One of the beliefs in the universities, first of all, is the right to heal belongs to everyone. Because we have designed a society where the right to heal in some way has to be appropriated by doctor, by the medical system and so on. It's like, you're sick and you think the right to come back to health has to be paid, or it's not within you, it's outside of you. So this is very important. And another principle we have, or another belief, is the right to heal belongs to heal others. Is also possible for everybody who really have a gift of healer. And unfortunately, in the society, how we select doctor in university is most of the time on the grade. If you're good in science, you're good in maths, you have this high score grade, the GPA in the United States. This is how you can get in medical university. And then you eliminate all these gift healer, intuitive people that that have capacity to work with subtle energy, because they are more artists. They are more. They come more from the heart. So the way we design the university, we make possible for these people to also be out there and recognized in society. So there is a path, and this is what we have designed. We have to go, I would say, it's like we think about it, we meditate for many years, and then not for everybody, but some people has this call. It's like a vocation. It's like you have in your heart the will to express this, what you have intuited for so many years in your work. And it's very legit, that. And I won't tell you it's possible. And I will share with you some story of my student that this has changed their life. They have been either facing a disease themselves, a cancer themselves, or they have a child that was sick, and they went around. They try to find through the Western medical system an answer, and they didn't. And through their quest and research, finally they found an answer. And then after that, they said, hey, this is the way I like to help others. So, and I call them creative doctor. We can call them creative quantum doctor. And this is, here it's, as I said yesterday, I feel home, because you speak about meditation and it's like everybody It's not an argument, right? Everybody recognizes that it's like eating. Of course it's normal. We should meditate, everybody. And everybody, I was here this morning, and I'm here every morning, actually, and I can see how people are, it's not devout, it's like, it's natural. It's natural to go within and open your inner vision to the bliss, to the what nurture everything inside of you, and you all do this. It's fantastic, and the whole world should learn that. It's like most of the whole world is blind to what is the most, I would say, juicy, the most enjoyable. So creative doctors at work, I have to tell you, it's all the time you have to do a breakthrough. It's like, oh yeah, I like to do this, but how I can achieve this, and is it possible, and I will not be recognized in society, what my family will think, me a doctor, it's not possible. No, it's people before you already make the breakthrough. It's possible to do that. And they exist, and I will present some of them today. So it's not longer a concept, because, we hear around, we speak about this idea, and you say, oh yeah, it makes sense. It's not a dream, it's not a fantasy, it's real. We have people out there that practice from the point of view of quantum physics, consciousness, and quantum medicine, and they are successful. The world of medicine has become shifting, it's a paradigm. I told you yesterday, it's like you shift totally the world upside down. From a point of view that it's downward. This is what explained Dr. Amit Goswami. A point of view that everything merged from that field. Everything is a possibility of that field. And this is what is so difficult and creates so many resistance, in the structure actual, because they are absolutely used to think the other way around. Paradigm really inspiring doctors. You have seen doctors here. You have seen nurse and other healthcare and wellness practitioner. So we need so much resource to help and restore the health of society. Why wellness practitioner should not have their realm, their place in the orchestra? It's like, if 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I done medicine, it's like the doctor protect his right privilege to heal, right? And then later on, the practitioner, the chiropractor, and they all create college. It's like, they create territory and regulation. But the fact is, the need to help each other is something that should be shared with not only healthcare conventional doctors, but also from the wellness industry. Across all this explore new avenues of healing outside the conventional path of pharmaceutics. So, and as I explained yesterday, you have to be educated and trained in this new science. What we're speaking of, you hear about this conference the last days, it's possible now to learn that, to be familiar with this concept, to implement them, to practice them. And because it has been designed in course and curriculum. So there is, I would say, main kind of review, main principle or line that are very important. The scientific blueprint, biology and genetics, we spoke about it. And I was listening to the previous conference, they spoke also about epigenetic. Here you don't have any argument, but if you go out there and you start to challenge a model of biology and genetics, you will have a rough time. I guarantee you this. But it's very important that in the new medical curriculum, we reinform the doctor or the healer to this new science of biology, as well as the subtle energy, as I said, because it's not just the physical, there is also subtle energy and how this works, and there is a science behind that, and you can be trained and educate and implement this in practice. subtle energy in relation with the morphogenetic field. I will go quick, but I spoke about it yesterday, how evaluate the client in terms of parameters of health. And then, knowing that become possible to reverse disease, chronic disease, and address problems like cancer, autoimmune, and so on, that most of the time in Western medicine are just addressed symptomatically. I like to share with you this story. Everybody has story. I have one in picture here. This is one of my dear patients, Dea. She had a breast cancer. And I was listening to the lecture previously, and it's kind of a similar history. And then, of course, in the program, I will teach about the conflict, hammer medicine, but it's not all the time obvious, because when someone has a cancer, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of drama, and it's easy to say, oh, you know what, it's a conflict with your mother, your family, and so on, and doesn't mean the cancer disappears in the blink of an eye. There is a technique, NLP, and to process this. So I met Dia in, I think I have here in 2001. Before I came to Hawaii, I was in California, and I work in Tijuana, Mexico, in chronic and cancer clinic. So we had there, this territory is a land where you can implement all alternative medicine you want. This is kind of a privilege, and these people from all over the world go there because they can do in this center what you cannot do in hospital in America. And then she has, of course, a mass, and then she was in this center and was already on this IV hypervitamin and so on. And when she get out, she never had the breast removed. At the beginning, just the lump. And then she was doing an approach alternative. So because they were telling to her, you should have chemotherapy and radio, the whole thing, but she refused that. And amazingly, her daughter, who was about 37 years old, had also the same type of cancer, same breast. And both took two paths different. One, chemotherapy, or the daughter didn't want to know nothing about natural medicine. And she was open to this approach. So, and then between 2004, I was seeing her when she came back in Oregon. I wouldn't say regularly, but at least 3-4 times a year. And her situation was stable. And then we lost contact for a year or two because her situation was very good. And then the conflict reemerged. Sometimes conflict, you think, oh, let's get rid of it. Now I know I have this conflict with my mother. It's an underesteem of myself or so on. And you think, you're done with it. And then another event happened, and then you trigger from another angle the same trauma. So it's an art to work with this. And you learn this as a healer too, a quantum doctor, how to work with conflict and how to approach them differently. So, and the reality is, most of the time, our conflict never disappears, just we learn to integrate them, appreciate them, and in this weakness, we find another strength. We transform them. This most of the time, then instead to say, clean up and it's done. It's like the way we think in surgery. So the conflict research, and then I called her. I was all the time thinking about her. I said, let's see how she's doing. And she said, oh, my cancer is back. And that was very, very dramatic. She has a huge tumor, and I see someone now hiding, not looking at the picture. You're not done to go in medicine, so don't go there. But it's just to tell you how real is that story. And then she came for other session. And then we worked the conflict again, using at that time quantum biofeedback. There's many approaches how to resolve conflict, but I was also inspired by the hammer medicine. And then you know what? Literally that mass, you can look now, the fall like a grape, a bunch of grapes on the floor. You know, she wake up one day and she walk and this thing just dropped. So you hear this story sometime and you say, oh no, this is not possible. Even myself, you know, I heard that before, I could not believe it. But when we took the picture, you know, I think we have another picture after that. You know, you have to think something happened, right? And then she came to my, she was in Oregon, I was in Hawaii at that time. She came and she flew and we done another session. And then at the same time, her daughter, that was, I think, 20 years old, younger, that refused totally alternative medicine, was passed away. So, and sometimes she was happy over the resolution of that, but she was, of course, that was sad because some way, you know, the daughter didn't. So, and this story, there is hundreds of them. You go online, most of the time you don't believe them. You share this story with doctor, they will say, oh, you know what, it's random. These things happen, you know, it's once in a while, and let's, you know, it's not scientific. Even if the evidence, the doctor, you know, take it from, take the result, you know, for him, and the nurse, you know, were very impressed, of course, because this never happened in their department. So, I like just before we go to the Noosphere, just to share you stories, because most of you will look at these people, you will say it's also me, you know. And why I do this is because you can recognize yourself, and again you can acknowledge also the healer you are, because these people, you know, like this lady was a nurse, and she was totally healed, chronically fatigued. And then she figured out how to get out of this, you know, doing her curriculum. And of course, it's a process, you know. You have to identify, you know, conflict and sometimes adjust some behavior and nutrition. But that was her experience. And today, she doesn't work anymore like a regular nurse. She has a wellness center, and she implements with doctor these modalities. So this is how people implement, you know, after they got the degree. Now she's like a doctor in integrative medicine. She was a nurse, so she worked in a clinic. She has a more role of authority, and probably it's that